G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another GuitarZero2Hero song tutorial. And in today's lesson, I'll be teaching you the theme song from the TV show Westworld. So as I release this video, it'll be roughly the end of the first season, and this is absolutely an amazing show. And actually the guy who composed the opening theme for Game of Thrones also composed this song. Similarly to my Game of Thrones theme song tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to play the rhythm of this song, and I'm going to separately teach you how to play the lead of this song as well. And if you want to check out my Game of Thrones theme song tutorial, then just click the link here. So for the basics of this song, you'll need your guitar in standard tuning and you won't need a capo. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Alright, so let's start with the rhythm of this song. I'm going to break this rhythm section up into two halves. So let's start with the first half, and we have 5 lines of chords here. For the first line we have A minor twice, and then we have F twice. Now the way that I prefer to play it is to play these chords using their power chords. So for the A minor, I'm going to play the power chord that's on the 5th fret of the 6th string. I'm just going to be playing these top 3 strings with that power chord. And then for the F, I'm going to be doing the same, just playing the power chord. Having said that, you can play the full open chord if you want to, but I'm going to be doing the power chords for the first 3 lines. Now for the first 3 lines, there's no strumming pattern. Each chord is just strummed once, as it is on the annotation. I also want to note that this song is in 6/8 timing, so that means there's 6/8 notes in every bar. So the timing count that I'm going to use is going to go 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. You could also say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I prefer counting the other way. Each chord that you strum is held out for 1 bar, and the first line will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now that first line, the A minor to the F, is played 3 times. Then we get to our second line of chords, which is A minor to G. Now again, I'm only going to be playing the power chords of that A minor and the power chord for that G, which is the power chord on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. But if you want to play the open chord, that's fine as well. So the second line will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And the third line of chords is B flat and then back to A minor. You can play the B flat as a full bar chord like this. Or what I suggest is that you just play the power chord, which is on the 6th fret of the 6th string, that power chord, and then go down to the A power chord. So that third line of chord sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Then we get to the fourth line of chords, and now we're going to be playing the full chord and not just the power chord. So we have F, then we have D minor, then we have G, and A minor. We're implementing a strumming pattern here, which is going to be really simple. It's just down, 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 down. Or 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And you're going to play that strumming pattern twice for each chord. And for our 5th line, we just have D minor and C. And we're playing each of those chords for 2 strumming patterns as well. So in total, the rhythm for this first section will just sound like this. After that first section, there's a little bit of a break, and that's where the lead does that quick run, which we'll learn later. And then we get into the second section of our rhythm. For the second section of our rhythm, we have 3 lines of chords. Our first line is going to be A minor, and then F, and then back to A minor. Now the strumming pattern we're going to use for this first line is going to go like this. Down, down, up, up, and in succession, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And you're going to play that strumming pattern 4 times for each chord. So that first line will sound like this. Down, down, up, 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 down, down, up. Then we move into the second line of chords, which has D minor, C, E major, and B flat, and A minor. Now the strumming pattern here is going to be different again, and it's down, down, up, and a bit slower, down, down, up, and in succession, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. Now there's going to be a little number above each chord in the annotation, and that's just going to denote the amount of times you're going to need to play that strumming pattern for that particular chord. So for the D minor, C, and E major, we're going to need to play 4 strumming patterns. And then the B flat and A minor, I just played for 2 strumming patterns each. Then for the final third line, we have F for 4 strumming patterns, and then D minor for 4 strumming patterns. So the second and the third lines are using the same strumming pattern, which is down, down, up, down, up. And the first line is using a different strumming pattern, which is down, down, up, up. This second section of the rhythm will sound like this. Then there's another small break where the lead plays that really quick riff, and then we play the final chord to end the song, and that will just be A minor by itself, like that. Now I'll have some practice backing tracks for this rhythm section, but also for the lead section, so just check the link in the description below for that. Alright, so let's get stuck into the lead of the song. And I'm going to break these lead parts into 3 sections. Section 1, then a bridge, and then section 2. So section 1 has 3 lines of tabs here. For the first phrase of our first line of tab, we're going to start with our ring finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. Then we go to the 5th fret of the 3rd string with our index finger, 7th fret of that 3rd string with our ring, and then we're going to pluck it again, and then slide up to the 9th fret. And that phrase sounds like this. The second phrase starts on the same note, which is 7th fret of the 4th string. Then we take our index finger and we put it on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So we're skipping a string here. Then we go to the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and then down to the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So that second phrase is just really nice and easy. The third phrase is exactly the same as the first phrase, so. Then for the 4th phrase, we're going to start with the 8th fret of the 4th string with our ring finger, not the 7th. And then we're going to skip a string, and our index finger is going to go to the 6th fret of the 2nd string. Then we slide that down to the 5th fret, then go to 7th fret of the 3rd string, pluck it again, and then we're going to slide up to the 9th fret. And that 4th phrase. Then we get to the 2nd line, and this is where we're going to start implementing a few more notes. We're going to start with the 5th fret of the 2nd string with our index finger. Then we're going to take our middle finger, go to the 6th fret, and then back to the 5th fret. And then there's a 4-note run here, which goes back to the 6th fret, back to the 5th fret, then 7th fret of the 3rd string, and 5th fret of the 3rd string. That 4-note run. And then we end that phrase by going back to the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So that first phrase in total. Then for our second phrase of this second line, we start with the 7th fret of the 3rd string, then up to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, back to the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Then there's another 4-note phrase which goes 5th fret of 2nd string, 7th fret 3rd string, 5th fret 3rd string, and then you go to the 5th fret of the 4th string. So that 4-note run. And then to end this, we're going to pluck that 5th fret again and slide it up to the 7th fret of the 4th string. So that second phrase all together. Then for our third phrase of the second liner tab, we have the 6th fret of the 2nd string. We're going to play that with our index finger, then go to 8th fret, and then back to the 6th fret. Then we have a 4-note run which goes back to the 8th fret, 6th fret, slide that down to 5th fret, and then 7th fret of the 3rd string. So that 4-note run. Then we end this phrase by just going 6th fret of the 2nd string with our middle finger, and then 5th fret of the 2nd string. So that third phrase all together. And that's it for the second liner tab. So I'll just play those first 2 lines of tab all the way through with a metronome click. Now this third liner tab is where the rhythm section pauses, so I do highly encourage you try to play this, but if you can't, then I'll teach you an easier way of just simplifying this whole section. Just before I get into this third line, I want to note that each phrase in this third line is going to be alternate picked. So we're going to go down, up, down, up, down. There's never 2 downs in a row for each phrase. So we start this third line with the index finger on the 6th fret of the 6th string. And then we go to the 7th fret of the 5th string with our middle finger. And then our ring finger goes to the 8th fret of the 4th string. Then our index finger goes to the 5th fret of the 3rd string. And then we end with the 7th fret of the 3rd string. As I mentioned before, all those plucks need to be alternated. So down, up, down, up, down. And a bit faster. That's the first phrase. For the second phrase, we start our index finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string. And we're going to be almost playing a power chord shape here. So we're going to start there, then 7th fret of the 5th string, then 7th fret of the 4th string, and then we're going to slide that pinky up 1 fret to the 8th fret, and then we're going to end on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So that phrase. And again, I'm doing all down, up, down, up, down, alternate picking. Then the 3rd phrase is going to be essentially the exact same shape that we had for the 1st phrase, but it's going to be 2 frets down. So we're going to start with our index finger on the 4th fret of the 6th string, then 5th fret, then 6th fret, then 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and then end on the 5th fret. So the 3rd phrase. For our 4th and final phrase, we'll start with our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then we'll have our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Then we'll lift them up and then go to the open 3rd string, then 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then end on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. So that last phrase sounds like this. And again, it's alternate pick, so down, up, down, up, down. And altogether, that 3rd line of tab sounds like this. Now, I do highly suggest if you're practicing this section, you get a metronome and you just repeat these 4 phrases over and over at a slow speed and then bring it up. I'll now play it with the metronome click at a slower speed, so try to play along and see how you go. What you can do as well is just keep looping it. As soon as you get to the end, just keep doing it again and again. Now, if that is too hard for you to play, then you can simplify it by just playing the bass note for each phrase. So just 6th fret, 5th fret, 4th fret, and then 3rd fret. So that will just sound like this. Alright, so this next section I'm going to call the bridge. And it's fairly easy. There's just a couple of licks that are just repeated over and over. So there is 3 lines of tab. Let's start with the first line and the first phrase. We're going to take our middle finger and place it on the 10th fret of the 4th string. Then your index finger will go on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. Your ring finger will play the 10th fret of the 3rd string. Then with your index finger you go down another string, 9th fret, and then do the exact same thing with your ring finger, 10th fret. And we're going to be doing all alternate picking here. So down, up, down, up, down. And you play that 4 times. For the second line, the riff is almost exactly the same, except we're leaving out 1 note. We're going to start on the 10th fret of the 4th string, and then we're going to go to the 10th fret of the 3rd string. Then we're going to go 9th fret of the 2nd string, and then end on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. So just 4 notes for this little run. Like that. And again, we're going to be doing all alternate picking, so down, up, down, up, like that. And you're going to repeat that 4 times. And then the 3rd line of tab is exactly the same as the first line of tab. And that's it for the bridge section, and you can just ignore this part if you find it too difficult to play, because it doesn't actually add too much to the melody of this entire song. So let's get to the second and final section of the lead guitar for this theme. Again, there's 3 lines of tab. For our first phrase, we're going to start on the 9th fret of the 3rd string with our index finger, and we go to the 10th fret with our middle finger, back to the 9th, and then there's a 4-note run which goes 10, 9, then we slide down to 7 and 5, all with our index finger. So that 4-note run and that full phrase. Then to start the second phrase, we're going to play the 7th fret of the 3rd string with our ring finger, then slide that up 2 frets to the 9th fret, go back to the 7th fret with our index finger. Then we have a 4-note run here which goes 9th fret, 7th fret, slide that down to 5th fret, and then 5th fret of the 4th string. So that 4-note run and the total phrase. The 3rd phrase, again, we're going to start on that 7th fret of the 3rd string. We're going to slide that up 2 frets and go to the 9th fret, back to the 7th fret. Then we have a 4-note run which goes 9th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, and then we slide that up to the 12th fret of the 3rd string. So that 4-note run sounds like this. Then we end this phrase by playing the 10th fret and then 9th fret with our index finger. And that full phrase. Then we get to our second line of lead, and we're going to start with the 9th fret of the 3rd string with our index finger, 10th fret with our middle finger, back to the 9th fret. Then we have a 4-note run which goes 10th fret, 9th fret, 10th fret, and then with our ring finger, 10th fret of the 2nd string. So the 4-note run and the whole phrase. Then for our next phrase, we go to the 13th fret of the 2nd string with our ring finger, and then down to the 12th fret with our middle finger. Then there's a 4-note run which goes 13th fret, 12th fret, and then we'll slide this down to 10th fret, and then with our index finger we'll play the 9th fret of the 3rd string. So that 4-note run and the full phrase. Now I'm just going to play through those first 2 lines of tab with the metronome click at a slow speed. Then that 3rd line of tab is where the rhythm section breaks again, and there's that quick complicated lick that's on the piano. Now it's going to be exactly the same as the one we learnt before, but an octave higher. So the first one we learnt sounded like this. But this time, at the end of the song, we're going to play an octave higher, which will sound like this. So to play that, we're going to start with our index finger on the 8th fret of the 4th string. Then middle finger will go on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. Pinky will go to the 11th fret of the 2nd string. And again, we're going to do all this alternate picking. So down, up, down. Our index finger will go to the 8th fret of the 1st string, and then 10th fret of the 1st string. So that first phrase, down, up, down, up, down. Then for our second phrase, our index finger slides down to the 7th fret. We're going to pluck that and then go to the 9th fret of the 3rd string. Pinky will go on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Then we slide this pinky up 1 fret to the 11th, pluck that, and then we end on the 8th fret of the 1st string. And again, it's all alternate picking, so down, up, down, up, down. One more time. Down, up, down, up, down. Then for the third phrase, it's exactly the same shape that we had for the first phrase, which was that, but 2 frets down. So we have 6th, 7th, 9th, 6th, 8th. And again, that's all down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And for the final phrase, we're going to use our middle finger here on the 5th fret of the 4th string. We're going to skip a string and play the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Then our index finger will play the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Then we go 5th fret and 6th fret with our pinky. So that phrase all together. Down, up, down, up, down. And those 4 phrases in total. And along with a metronome click. So again, I really recommend practicing that to a metronome, starting it at a really slow speed and then just working your way up. But if you decide you don't want to play that, then here's a really simplified version. You can just play the bass note for each of those phrases, which starts on the 8th fret of the 4th string, then 7th fret, 6th fret, and then 5th fret. So you can just play those notes at the start of each phrase. And that's it for the lead guitar for my arrangement of Westworld. So now I'm going to be doing 4 playthroughs. The first 2 playthroughs will be the rhythm and the lead, and they'll be played at full speed without a metronome click. And then for the other 2 playthroughs, there'll be the rhythm and the lead, but with a metronome click in the background to help you with your timing. If you want to play it at half speed along with this video, a really cool tip is to click the settings icon in your video player. This is if you're watching on a desktop computer, and you can select the speed to be 50%. So it'll be half the speed, but it'll maintain the pitch so you can play along to it. Alternatively, I have some backing tracks you can download and play along to. The link is in the description below. Hope you guys have enjoyed this guitar tutorial for the Westworld theme song. Be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave your thoughts, comments, and questions below. And I'll see you next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.